Hello everyone, RV here, and today we are making my 2025 NASCAR playoff predictions. And I share this belief with many NASCAR fans and racing fans. This is the most depressing time of the year as a NASCAR fan. The playoffs, I could go on how much I dislike the playoffs. I know you can too. Whoever watches this video, which I know there probably won't be many, um, but to whoever watches this video, me and you can share an agreement on the playoffs being bad. But it is what we have, it is what it is, and let's make our playoff predictions. Starting with the round of 16. Let's see, we have Darlington, Gateway, and then Bristol. So, um, there are a lot of easy locks here, honestly. I could just go on who I think is easily, they're going to coast through. I'm not going to predict anybody to win a race because you never know. But I'm just going to predict who's all going to make it through. Whether it's on points or a win, we'll have to see. We have to watch the final 10 weeks. So, who I have making it through into the round of 12 easily are Kyle Larson, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, Christopher Bell, both Chase Elliott and Chase Briscoe, and Bubba Wallace, and Ross Chastain. And honestly, Joey Logano I could throw in there too because it's Joey Logano. Even though he's having a down season, this is Joey Logano. So, that is 10 spots cleared up. You've put in 10 drivers into the round of 12. The remaining 6 are Shane Van Gisbergen, Austin Cindric, and the 4 who start the the 4 who start below the cut line: Josh Berry, Tyler Reddick, Austin Dillon, and Alex Bowman. Let me get this out of the way. I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Berry or honestly Austin Dillon advanced because some of these tracks they are very good at. Like, for instance, Berry is good at Darlington. I could see him running well at Gateway. I can see him running well at Bristol. Josh Berry's a short track guy. Austin Dillon, he does well at Darlington. He's done well at Bristol. Not sure how he is at Gateway, but we'll see. Tyler Reddick, these tracks are a struggle for him and for Alex Bowman as well. Alex Bowman isn't really great at Darlington. He isn't really great at Gateway. Bristol is probably his best track out of the 3 because past 2 seasons or past 2 races there, he's gotten the pole. Obviously, no wins to show for it, but he's gotten the pole. Tyler Reddick, probably his best track is Darlington, right? He almost won Darlington there in the spring of this year. Gateway, I'm not really sure how many people do at Gateway. I know some people are good there, like Penske's good there, and a certain Penske driver who I haven't named yet, Austin Cindric, and and then Shane Van Gisbergen. I can see him running well at Darlington. He's never been to Gateway before, and when he went to Bristol there in the spring, he was very bad. Like, it was one of his worst races of his Cup Series career. So judging by the fact that Gateway's going to be a complete unknown to him, I think he'll get a top 20 at Darlington in the Southern 500. He ran for his standards at ovals pretty well at Darlington. I think he got a top 20 if I'm not mistaken, or right outside of it. And then Bristol, yeah, I don't know. He has a bit of a buffer. He's 16 points ahead of Josh Berry, who's the first one out right now, entering the playoffs, but I think he needs a bigger buffer than that. So I'm going to eliminate Shane. So Shane Van Gisbergen's out. I'm also going to go ahead and eliminate Austin Dillon. I wouldn't be surprised if he made it, but I don't know. He's only really here because he won Richmond, and yeah, I don't think he's gonna do much this postseason. And yes, I know Chris Buescher and Ryan Priest, they both didn't get in, but I think if both of them were here, or either one of them, they would probably put up a bigger fight than Austin Dillon. No offense to Austin Dillon or any of you fans who are watching. If you're an Austin Dillon fan, um, Josh Berry, I'm gonna eliminate him as well. Just like Shane, he's learning. He's learning. He's only this is only his second season, and he's in the playoffs. I mean, sure, this year wasn't really the greatest, outside of a couple of good top five runs, including obviously the highlight, the win at Vegas, which is seems like light years ago now. But he's still learning. This is only his second year. I think he'll get better, and he's gaining experience. Like him and Shane, they're just gaining experience here. This is their first both of their first playoffs. They're just gonna gain experience. I don't think they're gonna make it out of the first round, but they're just here to gain experience, to get a taste of this. So it's gonna be a learning curve for both of them. And then, so it comes down to Austin Cindric, Tyler Reddick, and Alex Bowman. Reddick and Bowman, they're both limping into the playoffs. Austin Cindric hasn't really been great as well recently. I haven't really heard his name in a while. But the thing is Gateway is here. Gateway is in this round. Austin Cindric won at Gateway last year. And that is why I have Austin Cindric making it out of the round of 16. I think Austin Cindric will advance to the round of 12 once again. He has never made it far in the playoffs. He has never made it out of the round of 12. But he's made it to the round of 12 every single time he's been in the playoffs, which is only twice. But I think he'll do it again here. So it comes down to Tyler Reddick and Alex Bowman. And Alex Bowman and Tyler Reddick, they showed race-winning pace at Richmond, and then they had an awful Daytona. They have both not had great seasons. Like Tyler Reddick has had a really big downturn ever since the amazing last season. Alex Bowman even had an amazing last season. Hell, he almost made it to the round of 8. Should have, but he didn't. But honestly, even though Tyler Reddick has been eliminated in the round of 16 before in the next gen era, Alex Bowman hasn't. I don't know. Alex Bowman is pretty far behind. They need to win. They've been both these teams have been up and down this year, but who do I trust to rise up in this bigger situation out of these two in the bright lights? I'd say the 45 team. I've got to give it to Reddick. I think Tyler Reddick's going to advance, and I think Alex Bowman is going to be eliminated in the first round. And he might be on the hot seat at the end of this year, heading into next year. So the four I have being eliminated out of the round of 16 are Alex Bowman, Austin Dillon, Josh Berry, and Shane Van Gisbergen. So we move on to the round of 12, where there's New Hampshire, Kansas, and the Roval. And I'll just go ahead and give you guys some locks. I think Christopher Bell advances. I think Larson and Byron advance. Ryan Blaney, I think, is going to have no problem. Chase Elliott's going to have no problem. So, yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I've named 5 drivers. Okay. So that leaves us to Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, and Tyler Reddick. We have obviously New Hampshire's the biggest wild card because no one's been to New Hampshire this year. Kansas, I could see Denny Hamlin running well there. I could see all the Toyotas running well there. Maybe Logano as well. Not sure about Cindric and Chastain. And then you got the Roval and Denny Hamlin. That's road courses are not his strong suit. Chase Briscoe and Bubba Wallace, to their credit, have been improving at their road course game. Ross Chastain is a good road course racer. Austin Cindric is a good road course racer, although he hasn't really shown it this year. I haven't seen him up front at road courses. Tyler Reddick's a good road course racer, and Joey Logano, I'm not sure. So, honestly, I could see Joey Logano winning at New Hampshire, but I don't know. I don't know. The 22 teams, they've been quiet, but this is just how they were entering last year's playoffs, and look what they did. So, I'm probably going to get heat for this, and I won't be surprised if he makes it to the championship again and wins it. But I'm going to have Joey Logano being eliminated in the round of 12. So now we go to I think Denny Hamlin advances, so we'll make that 6. I think Denny Hamlin's going to cruise through, even though the roll is there and he's not a very good road course racer, to be honest. But then it comes down to Briscoe, Bubba, Cindric, Chastain, and Reddick for 2 spots. And Ross Chastain, ever since he won at Charlotte, there hasn't really been much race-winning speed out of the one camp. I wouldn't be surprised if he could make it out of the round of 8. I don't know. The playoffs are just going to be crazy. There's no clear championship favorite, honestly, this year. For all we know, Shane Van Gisbergen could win it. But I think Ross Chastain will be eliminated as well, and Austin Cindric. He's never made it out of the round of 12. Austin Cindric's never made it out of the round of 12. There is the Roval, but I don't think Austin Cindric's gonna make it out of the round of 12 again. So Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick. It comes down to 3 Toyotas. I think Chase Briscoe makes it through. So it's going to come down to the 23-11 boys. Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace have won at Kansas before. New Hampshire, I'm not sure how they do there, but then the Roval, and I honestly think the 23 has been better than the 45 at road courses this year. So honestly, all of 2311 has been up and down this year. I looked at it the other day, and Bubba Wallace has 7 DNFs on the season. They've been up and down. They haven't been on the same level as last year, and Bubba has been better than Reddick this season, I would say, especially since Bubba Wallace has their only win on the year at Indianapolis, which is a track that doesn't really matter in the playoffs, but I don't know. I think the 23 team can go on a run. They're coming in with a lot of momentum into the playoffs, and I think Bubba Wallace is going to go farther than Tyler Reddick this year. So I have Tyler Reddick exiting in the round of 12. So my round of 12 exits are Austin Cindric, Ross Chastain, Joey Logano, and Tyler Reddick. So now we get into the round of 8, where it all tightens up. Vegas, Dega, Martinsville. So there are 2 tracks that Ryan Blaney has won at in his career. He's won at Talladega, he's won at Martinsville. I think he gets into the championship 4 off of a win. He makes his 3rd straight championship 4, and then you think Ryan Blaney is the favorite. I think William Byron gets in. I think William Byron will get in. He runs well at Vegas. I think William Byron's going to win at Las Vegas. So Byron and Blaney are in. I honestly think the up and downness of Bubba Wallace here in the round of 8, this is where you got to be dialed in. And yes, Talladega is there. And we all know how good Bubba Wallace is at plate tracks. Um, he's hit or miss at Vegas, and then he's also really good at Martinsville as well. So he's gonna be really tough if he can make it to the round of eight. But I think what's gonna do him in is Las Vegas. So even though I think he'll run pretty strongly at Talladega and Martinsville, if he can make it that far, because that's the big key here. If Bubba Wallace can make it that far. That's the case for anybody. You never know. Kyle Larson could exit in the first round for all we know. Um, but I think Bubba Wallace at Las Vegas is where he's going to have a bad run, and then he'll have two good runs at Talladega and Martinsville, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think Bubba Wallace's awesome run, best season of his career, ends in the round of eight this year. So, now another team that hasn't really shown the same speed ever since, honestly, May, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson has honestly not been the greatest this season. Ever since he had that torrid start, he had a really good start to the year, really good start, really good spring. The summer, the five team's just been off, it seems like. It just seems like they're not themselves. I mean, I haven't seen him really contend for a win in the summer half of the season, besides when I was at Indianapolis, where he could have won that race. Got helped by some rain, but Bubba beat him. But here, Kyle Larson, he does well at Vegas. Martinsville, he's not the greatest, and then Talladega, he's been better at super speedways. Like, he's been getting to the end, he's been getting good finishes. But who knows how crazy Talladega is going to be ever since we saw how crazy Daytona was this past Saturday night. And I honestly think the five team, they don't get it done at Vegas. I think that Kyle Larson will, unfortunately, even though he has a pretty big gap, he'll have a pretty big gap on the cut line entering this hypothetical round of eight. I think he's going to struggle. I think he's going to get ousted in the round of eight for the second year running. So we have Kyle Larson out. We have Bubba Wallace out. And we have Ryan Blaney and William Byron in. So, there's been a team that has caught my eye this summer. They've been in the top five consistently in the summer. And this guy is a dark horse, in my opinion, to make it to the championship and win it all. Because Phoenix is the track where he got his first win at. And that is Chase Briscoe. Chase Briscoe has shown in the summer months this year why Joe Gibbs hired him. And I think in the round of eight this year, because remember back in 2022 when he was the 16 seed, I didn't think he was going to go far at all. I thought he was going to get eliminated in the round of 16. And he damn near almost won the championship. If only he won Martinsville or Las Vegas in the round of eight. He could have ended up second or maybe winning the championship. He could have beat Logano that year. He could have been champion. But unfortunately, things didn't work out for him. Here, in his second year running, he's in much better equipment. He's in a JGR car, which is way better than what Stewart Haas ever had in this era. And he runs. Las Vegas is in this round. Martinsville is in this round. Hell, man, I think Chase Briscoe can win a race in this round if he can make it that far. I think Chase Briscoe is going to the championship 4, boys. So, yeah, I think Chase Briscoe is going to get hot. That team's going to ride that summer stretch into the playoffs, and they're going to run all the way to the championship. I have Chase Briscoe in the championship 4. So we got Byron in, we got Blaney in, we got Briscoe in. So it comes down to Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, and Chase Elliott for a Final Four spot. And Denny Hamlin has been the best driver out of these three this year. Christopher Bell, ever since he's won the 3 races in a row to start the year. He hasn't won since, and he hasn't looked the same since. Now, I'm sure he'll probably win a race in the playoffs. I mean, Gateway's in this round, New Hampshire's in this round. I know he runs well there. Um, but here, Las Vegas, he's hit or miss. Talladega, hit or miss. Martinsville, hit or miss. The 20 team is going to need to find some more of the speed they had in February and March if they want to make the championship four. And I don't think Christopher Bell is going to get eliminated in the BS scenario like he did last year, which honestly, that whole scenario with him and Byron, that really sucked. That really was piss poor. It was terrible. That whole scenario. That was such a black eye on the sport. But I don't think it's going to be as egregious as an exit this season. I think Christopher Bell is just not going to have it. I think he's going to be ousted. So now it comes down to Denny Hamlin, who has been one of the best drivers all season, and Chase Elliott, who's been the most consistent driver all season. Denny Hamlin at Vegas, he's really good there. Denny Hamlin at Talladega, he's really good there. And Denny Hamlin at Martinsville, he's really good there. But do you want to know who's also good at all 3 of those tracks? Chase Elliott. Chase Elliott is also good at Vegas, Dega, and Martinsville. But where I think the difference is at Vegas, I think Hamlin has the edge. At Talladega, I think Elliott has the edge. But at Martinsville, Denny Hamlin won there in the spring. I think JGR is going to really show up and show out at Martinsville. I think that's what's going to get the 11 in. I don't think he's going to win that race. I think that'll go to Briscoe. And then I said Ryan Blaney would win a race earlier at Talladega. And then Byron gets Vegas. So I think even though Denny Hamlin and Chase Elliott, to their credit, they had the best 2 cars at Martinsville in the spring earlier this year. The 11 had the better car, and the 11, I think, is going to have the better round of 8. Denny Hamlin advances to his first championship 4 in the next-gen era. Wow, that's surprising. He hasn't been in the championship 4 since 2021. So, the final 4 is William Byron for the 2nd straight year, Ryan Blaney for the 3rd straight year, Denny Hamlin for the first time in the next-gen era, and Chase Briscoe for the first time ever. So, at Phoenix, all 4 of these drivers do well here. Denny Hamlin nearly won here in the spring. William Byron's ran well here. Ryan Blaney, probably the best driver here to never win at this track. And Chase Briscoe, a race winner here. So, if I had to go in order, I just haven't seen speed from William Byron at Phoenix yet. I haven't seen the speed. I'm sure it'll probably be there this year if he makes it that far. And he's been arguably the best driver all season. But I think this time at Phoenix, the 24, once again, is going to fall a little bit short. Oh, this will be the 3rd year in a row for Byron, too. I forgot he made it in 23. But yeah, I think William Byron, he's going to end up 4th in the standings this year. So Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney, and Chase Briscoe. JGR had the pace to win at Phoenix this year. They did with Bell, and Hamlin was battling him at the line. Ryan Blaney. Penske's always fast at Phoenix in November. They figured out the script. They know the setup. They know everything. They know how to win in Phoenix. And then Chase Briscoe. The man is first year at JGR. All 3 of them. Who I think is going to finish 3rd in the standings? Denny Hamlin. I think the championship will come down to Ryan Blaney or Chase Briscoe. Ryan Blaney has a bunch of momentum going into this race. Chase Briscoe has a bunch of momentum going into this race. Or going into the playoffs, I should say. And I think they're going to ride that momentum all the way to this moment. Denny Hamlin, he hasn't proven to get it done. And I think he'll be a threat in the race. A bigger threat than Byron will be. But I think in the end, the 12 and the 19 are going to have better cars than he will. So I have him fading to a distant 3rd. Ryan Blaney and Chase Briscoe. Ryan Blaney's never won at this track, even though he has a championship here. He finished second to Ross. Chase Briscoe has won at this track, although he doesn't have a championship. He has never been in this situation in his life. In the Cup Series, that is. I should say, in the Cup Series. Um, he was in this situation in the Xfinity Series and didn't get it done. But that's the Xfinity Series. He's a much better driver now. And something about the 19 team, they've been clicking. Something about that team makes me feel like that team's a championship favorite. It's something about Chase Briscoe and that crew, they're going to click. Yes, I know, Penske, they're undefeated in championships in this era. Logano and Blaney have combined for all three. It's always came down to Phoenix. Logano won it the first year. It was a 1-2 with him and Blaney. Blaney got in year 2, and then they went 1-2 last year with Logano winning again. And this time Blaney being in contention for the championship. What I think is going to happen is I think Chase Briscoe will rise up to the moment. Ryan Blaney's going to be in the car like he was last year, where he was panicking with all his fans and stuff, all the brake stuff he was doing. He's going to get to the 19, but like last year, I don't think he's going to pass him, and I have Chase Briscoe winning his first NASCAR Cup Series championship in 2025. I know, I'm going out on a limb. I don't think anybody else is going to pick Chase Briscoe, besides himself. But something about that 19 team, it's saying something to me. It's saying, like, they're a championship contending team. They're a team that can win it all this year and for many years to come. If they can show what I've seen this summer, where he's been in the top 5 and top 10 a lot, way more than how he started this season, where he was very quiet, had that whole debacle about the pole at Daytona. And then all of a sudden it clicked in the summer. He wins Pocono and bam. Top 5, top 10s aplenty. They've been really quick. And I think the playoffs are going to line up for him this year. And I think Chase Briscoe is going to be your 2025 NASCAR Cup Series champion. So, that's my thoughts. That's my 2025 NASCAR playoff predictions. Thank you all for watching. See y'all later. RV out. Peace. Let me know in the comments what yours are.